The answer to the question of whether Puerto Vallarta is worth it is like all subjective answers. It depends. For the purposes of this video, we're focused on long-term travelers, digital nomads, midlife nomads, and what we're trying to identify is Puerto Vallarta a good destination to live and work in Mexico?
Puerto Vallarta is a great beach town thanks to the old school vibes of Zona Romantica, Centro, and Cinco, but it's quickly losing any sense of quaint it ever had. It can feel overrun with people whose priority is just to party, which may be fine if you're just here to work in a cafe all day and join the party at night. But for those of us looking for a little bit of culture in our travels and a little bit of room to breathe, it's getting harder to find here.
The volume of tourism in Puerto Vallarta has made it a little more expensive than many Mexican towns. Not ridiculously so, but noticeably so. This is especially true of accommodations where Airbnb prices can be a lot higher than some other places here in Mexico. Groceries are a little more expensive than other towns we've been to, but it's comparable. Restaurants are definitely more expensive here. Obviously, anywhere tourists can be found, the prices are going to be higher.
Not surprisingly, the food in PV is outstanding. It really is a great foodie destination, so if you've come to eat and drink, you're going to be very, very happy. In fact, some of our favorite restaurants in all of Mexico are here in Puerto Vallarta.
Due to the number of expats in this community, retirees from the United States and Canada, digital nomads, etc., English is definitely everywhere in this town. Is that a good thing? Well, that's for you to decide.
Puerto Vallarta is very safe, but because it's a party town and is getting more and more in demand, that means more tourists and tourist infrastructure. More crowds mean more chaos and more potential for incidents. There have been reports of increased crime in PV, but it's still relatively safe compared to other tourist destinations.
Puerto Vallarta is definitely growing, and like all growing cities, it's always under construction. Even if it's not the construction of a new building or a traditional construction site, there are always people who are fixing their shops or renovating their houses. There's a lot going on here.
Surely weather isn't an issue, right? Well, for most of the year that's true. It's absolutely beautiful here. However, the heat of summer is simply unbearable. Not hot in that magical tropical way, it's just brutal to the point that you basically go from huddling in one air-conditioned room to the next. It becomes a matter of survival. November is a good month for better temperatures, and it's not quite the high season yet.
We've had the pleasure of staying in Zona Romantica, Centro, Cinco, and Versailles, and all of them have their pros and cons. But if we were going to come back here and stay a month or two to live and work, we would choose Versailles. What it lacks in character, it makes up for in a relaxed quality of life. You can set up shop in some corner of Versailles and still have access to all the great features of Puerto Vallarta, but without feeling like you're stuck in the thick of it. Check out our video on why you should choose Versailles when coming to Puerto Vallarta.
So is it worth it? The easy answer is yes. PV is still worth visiting. Its strengths far outmatch its weaknesses, at least for now.
As with anything, you have to temper your expectations. If you expect to come here and work in a chill, inexpensive paradise that exemplifies authentic Mexico, then you may be disappointed.